So throughout the process of writing this final essay, which I described in the introductory tutorial, I have created a file folder on my desktop that includes images, notes, and research that I have completed for this particular essay. Let's look at that research together. So I go to ezbib.com, where I create a free account, and when I log in, I click the button that allows me to create a project. I name the project and I create that by clicking this button. So here I am in ezbib in the free account that I set up. I clicked New Project and I created this particular research spot for my final essay. I may have done that in week 1 of the semester. Anytime I go into ezbib and I log into my account, which is free, if I want to add something to this particular project, I click Bibliography, and everything that I add after that is going to go into this particular project. It makes it super easy to sort. So as I'm writing on this story, I realize that I've decided to set my story in Sweetwater, Texas. And so that makes it important for me to study something about Sweetwater, Texas. And each time I study something about Sweetwater, Texas, I need to add it to my ezbib project. Let's walk through this process together once. Here is the website for Sweetwater, Texas. This is one of many pieces of research that I'm going to conduct in my research, but I always want to go straight to the definitive source for the world of my story. So I'm going to copy this URL, right? And I'm going to go back to my ezbib project. Remember where I created that project. I click Bibliography, and I paste that URL right there, and I click Cite It. I give it a second to think about it, and I'm going to cite this. And it's going to continue to the final step. It's going to bring up red boxes and ask me if there was any kind of contributor or author, which there wasn't. I'm going to see if there's anything that I need to add to this, and if there isn't, then I'm going to create the citation. So after I clicked Cite This and continue to the final step, here's my list, and it's started. Now eventually there are going to be a number of other citations which are going to be included in this throughout the process of researching information about this particular essay. I can cite the photos that I research simply by copying the URL and pasting it in and clicking Cite This, remembering that I have clicked in my projects on the correct bibliography. When I'm through and I've got a number of citations here, I'm going to select all, export, print as a Word doc, download for MS Word, and then that document is going to show up in my tray at the bottom of my computer. And when I open that works cited document in my Word tray, there it is. It's all perfect. I'm going to enable editing so that I can copy and paste this perfect works cited citation. Okay, so I've completed that process of researching my essay, and I have that works cited document ready to go. I've copied it, and now I'm going to go to my final submission, and I want to show you an example of what the final submission looks like. Let's look at this together. Here's an example of the document that I'm going to submit to Canvas for my final essay. Here's my name, the course, the date. This is the final exam. I'm going to take all of this information that I have clustered into here, and I'm going to find the word count by going to Review, You see that review tab right here. I'm going to go to review and I'm going to get the word count for every single thing that's in this document. That's how I find the total word count. So here's my pretty document. I have my name, course information, I have my title image, and that's one of the images that I created. Remember that the image that I selected from the document that contains all of those images needs to be in this essay somewhere. I need to put that image that I selected somewhere in here. So here's my story. You can see where I've added other images that I created and researched. This one's a nice one that shows the world of the story. And on goes my narrative. Below that is where I'm going to place the outline, the organization, and there's a tutorial for that in this set of materials in the module. Then remember this works cited that we just worked on through EasyBib? And remember I said I had copied it and pasted it from the perfect Word document that was created? I'm going to copy and paste that right there. So there's my perfect works cited document that I add right straight into here. Below that are all the notes and ramblings that I conducted throughout this whole process of writing this essay. Every time I had a thought, I opened up the file that I had on my computer and I added notes. And when I'm through with the entire project, I have those notes included at the very bottom of my submission. And that is why when I click Review Word Count, all the words that I have written in this project are going to show up so that I can be credited for having written this many words, or however many words you arrive at when you complete the essay. Now when I get this essay completed with all of my documents, and it's just absolutely perfect the way I want it, I've proofread everything, I've made sure it's all the elements are included. I have the title image, the entire narrative essay. I've included the outline that I created that's going to be detailed. I've included a works cited citation that shows exactly where I found my research. And at the bottom of my document, I've included all the notes that I've written. When I've done all of that and I'm ready to submit this document, I want to go back and I want to save that Word document as a PDF so that everything on there is going to be just perfect. Nothing's going to get out of proportion or realign itself or anything like that. It's all going to be exactly the way I want it to look when I submit everything. So I'm going to click File, Save As, and I'm going to save this as a PDF. Look how pretty this is as a PDF. It's all saved, everything's in order, it's all perfect, and it's all ready for me to submit. There's my works cited. This is going to contain several elements which I will include, and all of my notes, and I'm ready to submit this document. Now the reason that I want to set this up throughout the entire semester is because I want to make sure that all those elements are included when I submit the final essay. I have all the weeks of the semester to do this. So I'm going to check and double check my work before I make that final submission, because Canvas is going to allow the one submission. So I'm going to work on this all semester, and I'm going to create something that I'm very proud of, and I'm going to submit that as my final exam narrative essay project. That concludes this tutorial.